Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be creating Ash Ketchum's worst ever Pokemon team. Another rule for this is that I am not going to put more than 2 Unova Pokemon, because if I just put a bunch of Unova Pokemon, then that's just going to make his worst team, and I don't want to do that because then the video is going to be kind of boring. I want to bring the worst Pokemon from all regions, show all of his Pokemon some love. Honestly, I wouldn't just blame Ash's Pokemon for their poor win rate and stuff. It's honestly just Ash in general, just not focusing on the Pokemon that need more help and just focusing on his strong Pokemon. So the first Pokemon that's going to be on the team is going to be Ash's Palpitoad. Ash's Palpitoad will serve a great variety of losing rates against Pokemon that it should be immune to, like Zebstrika. This makes Palpitoad a formidably weak Pokemon. Next up, we got Torterra on this list. Now, on this list, Torterra probably is going to be the strongest Pokemon here, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how trash Torterra was. It literally lost every single battle it went up, it fought against, like other Pokemon. Dude, it was horrible. But it did have a lot of potential. Like, it did go toe-to-toe with an Elite Four Pokemon, even though it literally completely lost. And it loses to Pokemon it should have an advantage over of, like Paul's Drapion. It did horrible against that thing. I know Paul's Drapion, like, did really good against all of Ash's team, but Torterra has an immunity to poison types, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this was like really disappointing that like Torterra lost against Paul's Drapion. It would have been really cool if he did. Next up, we got Trash Leaf. Now, Trash Leaf was a terrible Pokemon. It literally lost against Gary's Blastoise. It had a typing advantage over it. It honestly spends more time like thinking of Ash more than it does battling, and Ash literally had to like abandon it into Oak's lag because of how terrible it was and how annoying it is. Ash already tried releasing it once, and Ash usually releases his strong fully evolved Pokemon because he's dumb, and he usually keeps his weak Pokemon around because he doesn't want to be a great trainer. But in this case, he tries releasing Trash Leaf because of how trash it is. It is so trash that Ash doesn't even want to be that trash, even though he releases his good Pokemon and keeps his trash Pokemon. But Bayleaf is so bad that even Ash wants to get rid of it. All right, next up, we got Trash Ninja. Now, Trash Ninja was a terrible Pokemon. It received its own Mega Form, which it doesn't deserve at all because it did so bad. It literally lost to Sceptile, Sawyer's level 36 Sceptile. I know it did win against its Mega Form, but it literally lost to a level 36 Sceptile, which was once a Trico. It was once a Trico. And Frogadier was like close to evolving it to Greninja. That is embarrassing. Next up, it loses to Alon's Mega Charizard X. That's horrible. Water always diffuses fire. How do you lose to a Blast Burn? Like, how? That Water Shuriken should have destroyed it. All right, next up, we got Oshawott. Now, Oshawott was a terrible Pokemon as well because it didn't even evolve. Why didn't you evolve Oshawott? You got to just get 16 levels and you're done. You defeated a Dewott before. Why don't you evolve into a Oshawott? Are you that much of a loser that you can't even evolve? Okay? Like, how are you that down bad? Next up, you were simping over Piplup, which I think is a man. So you're also known as Geishawott. But none of that nonsense. Oshawott can't even evolve, and it cried. Next up, we got Unpleasant. Now, let's look at how ugly Unfezant looks like. It looks terrible. Worst bird ever. But I will say, Unfezant is the ace of Ash's ultimate worst team ever. It is going to be the Pokemon that will hold back the entire team to victory. And this will show to everybody that on Ash is the worst, was the very worst that no one ever was.